Hi guys, it's Amy with A to Z Stamping, and today I want to show you how to make these cute little gift bags. They're the perfect size for just a small gift. You could put something with tissue paper in there, but these bags are so easy to make with our designer series paper. This bag, let's see, let me give you the measurements of the bag. The bag is about 3 inches wide, about 2 inches this way, and they're about 6 inches tall to the very top, but so you could probably not go to the very top so you could pinch it shut. But these are so easy to make, and we have such cute designer series paper, I thought I'd show you how to do it. All right, so the first thing you need is a piece of designer series paper, and you need a piece that's cut at 10 by 12. So any of our 12 by 12 paper will work. You just need to cut 2 inches off. And I'm using paper from the Mosaic Mood suite. I think this is so pretty. It's got all different colors in it. So this paper is a little bit different than the one I use. This one had more of the pinks and oranges brought in, whereas this one's more of the yellow, but it all has the mint macaron with it. All right, so you will need some sort of scoring tool. I'm using my Simply Scored. And we're gonna put it in with the 12-inch side up, and we're just gonna score this at 3, 5, 8, and 10. So we're gonna go 3, 5, 8, and 10. Seriously, you're going to be surprised when you see how easy this bag is. Then go ahead and rotate it and score it at 2 and 8. All right, and that's all the scoring. So we can put this away. All right, then we have to do some cutting. So I know it's a little bit hard for you to see the score line, so I'll try to do my best to show you. We have, see if you can see better. No, I don't think you can see better on this side. All right, so we have this end, the first score line right here, this end's a little bit wider. This end is narrower. So on the narrower end, we have 2 squares right here. We're just going to cut those 2 squares off completely. And you can see the score line. When you're in person, you can see it much better. But there's one end that has 2 perfect squares on each corner. We're just going to cut those off. So 1 square and 2 squares. Okay, so those we don't need anymore. Okay, then, so this is our front, and we're going to say these are the sides. So we're just going to cut up the score lines on the sides. So again, I don't think you can see them very well, but there, it should make 4 flaps. So just to that first score line. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And same thing on the other side. One, 2, and 3. All right. And I promise when you try to do this yourself, in real life, you can see your score lines. It's just sometimes they don't show up quite so well on the camera. All right, so now let's go ahead and burnish. So this is going to be the inside of our bag. So we want to burnish everything in. Let me grab my bone folder here. And actually, we could have burnished first, and that might have helped to see the score lines a little bit too. It's just a preference. There's no right or wrong way. So let's go ahead and 1, 2, get our little flaps up here. 3 and 4, and then let's go this way. So we've got 1, 2, and we should have 2 going this way. 3 and 4. All right. Okay, so now we're just going to pick whatever side, it doesn't really matter, to be our top. So if your paper does matter, turn it the right way so that it looks correct to you, and or what side you want to be the top of your bag. On this pattern paper, it doesn't matter which is the top and the bottom, but this will make this the top. And we're going to go ahead and just take these 3 pieces, and we're just going to glue them down. So I'm just going to stick some snail adhesive on these 3 flaps. It just kind of makes the top of your bag look a little bit nicer, since that's where people they'll see into that. So we're just going to glue those down. This one we will glue down eventually, but we'll wait until we put the bag together. Okay, now we need to put our bag together. So it just goes together like our bag just goes together like this. So what I find easiest to do is to push this skinnier extra flap down. And I'm actually going to grab my tear and tape. I don't really recommend using snail. I don't think it's quite strong enough to hold bags together. But if that's all you have, just go ahead and make sure you put a lot on there over the whole thing. But I'm going to use tear and tape. A multi-purpose glue would work really well here also. That's probably the strongest adhesive we have right now is the multi-purpose glue. So I'm going to go one. I want this whole flap to be reinforced so my bag doesn't fall apart. So I'm going to go 1, 2, I think I'll do 3 pieces. And 3 all the way down. Okay, and I'm going to rub those on real good. Then I'm going to grab my take a pick tool here to use the paper piercing end just to pull these up. 1. Otherwise, I sit and battle with these. 2 and 3. Just pull that right up. Okay, and the nice thing about a bag like this is I can just leave this flat and then very carefully, if I just line this up perfectly, I should be able to press it down. Press, press, press. So now we can go ahead and stick our snail on this flap right here. And this will just tuck right in and press it down. So see, it looks nice and more finished on the inside. Okay, and this is the bottom of our bag. So just go ahead and close that up like you would a normal bag. I'm going to stick some more tear and tape here. I think 2 pieces should probably be fine on the bottom. And I like that the tear and tape that we can just tear it. That's why it's called tear and tape. Makes it very simple. Okay. 1 and 2 pieces. Okay. And let's close up the bottom of our bag. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is what our bag looks like. So next thing I want to do is, if you just kind of pinch the sides in a little, just to match up the top exactly. Let's see, we want it to be right in the center. And you can feel it's pretty tight, and then kind of help it gusset a little bit. So since my seam's right here, this is going to be the back of my bag. So I'm going to flip it around. Okay, so what I do is I pinch it together perfectly like that. And I'm going to grab my foam mat. Now, if I took my punch right now and tried to punch through this, it'd be way too hard because it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 layers. So what I'm going to do is I pinch it together. And I'm going to lay it flat down. And I'm going to grab this piercing tool and decide where I want my holes to be. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm just going to push till I get all the way through. There's 1. And I'm going to go 2 all the way through. Okay. So there I put a hole, and I've got holes on this side, and they don't look very pretty, but that's okay, because now I'm going to grab my hole punch, and I can now just punch right over those holes that I just made to make it look prettier. So I've got 1, and 2, and then flip it over. 3 and 4. There we go. All right. Now when I pinch it together, see my holes line up perfectly. Okay. All right, so then I need some ribbon. So I have the mint macaron ribbon. This is the textile ribbon. And I just want to feed this through. This is probably going to be the hardest part, is getting this through the holes. So I just take a little piece, push it through that first hole and the second hole. So I started with the front, and then I come around and want to go back through the back. Now we're going to go back in. Okay, and I'm going to tie a bow on the front. So let's see how much I need. So again, I want to pinch it together. This is probably a little more than I need, so I find it best to pull from the back. There we go. Make sure that that's nice and straight. Okay, and that looks like a good amount of ribbon. So I'm going to take my snips and cut off. Okay, so you want to pinch it together so that you can tie nice and, you want it to stay closed when you tie it. Obviously, I need to fill my gift bag, and I'll do that when, I'll go back and fill it. This is just a bow, so it's kind of pretty easy to do. But see, I have it tied nice and tight. Then I'm just going to tie a standard bow. Okay. And I can fuss with that later, but this bow looks okay to me. This end is a little bit frayed, so I'm going to just chop it off. Here we go. Make this one a little bit shorter. Okay, so there's my bow at the top. And then I needed just a cute little tag. So I grabbed a piece of mint macaron cardstock and I ran it through my Big Shot with this die right here. And these are the, let's see, what are these called? These are called the stitched labels. Is that what? No, that's not. Yep, stitched labels framelits. Or sorry, stitched labels dies. Oh my goodness, there we go. And they have this circle on them right here, along with a bunch of other ones. And I ran that through my Big Shot. You can run it through any die cutting machine you have, and it looks just like this when it's done. Super cute. And then I grabbed the A Little Lace stamp set. Looks just like this. And I wanted this sentiment, "You mean everything to me," right here. I love this right here. It says, "You'll always be my friend. You know too much." I think that's so cute. Anyway, but I'm going to do the "You mean everything to me." And I have some soft suede ink. All right, and I'm going to just ink this up. You see now with the cling stamps, we can put the stickers on the back so it stays on there perfectly. And I want to line this up. Stamp. Look at that. "You mean everything to me." And I grab my chamois here, clean it off, and that's all clean. Perfect. Now, obviously, there's a lot of different ways you could decorate your bag. I like to just keep mine pretty simple. So I'm going to stick some dimensionals on the back here. 1, 2. Pull these guys off. And I like to stick it right in the center of the bag. And that is my cute little bag. You mean everything to me. So see, very similar to this one. This paper is a little bit different. The exact same concept. Aren't these bags adorable? So anyway, you could crank a bunch of these out if you have a whole bunch of designer series paper you want to use up for all different occasions. These would be so easy to do. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.